The Nintendo Switch 2 is now available for pre-order in the US after it was previously delayed so the company can examine the impact of the government tariffs on their bottom line. But since a lot of the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles are already in the US, they don't really get impacted by the tariffs because tariffs only affect stuff coming into the country and not stuff that's already in the country. So they decided to open it up for pre-orders at the existing price that they already announced before the tariffs went into effect. But despite all that, they're still having some trouble with it. Nintendo updates fans on pre-order invites, and it's not good news. Nintendo now says that some invites for its in-house Switch 2 pre-order system may not arrive until after the June 5th release date, and those who get to order early may have to wait until after launch for their console. Now, this is something that I pretty much expected was going to happen when it comes to the Switch 2. Like, a lot of detractors were saying, like, oh, look at the price. It's so high. People aren't going to pay this much for it. They're not going to pay this much for games. This is going to be dead. This is going to be like the Wii U all over again. And I was thinking, no, it looks good by all accounts. The only real sticking point to it is just the high price for it. But it's still cheaper than a lot of the other competitors in the market. And some people were saying that they're willing to actually pay the high price for some of the games that they're releasing because they get enough value out of those games. So that's why they're going to buy it. And I was thinking this console was going to sell out quickly all around. I just didn't think it was going to sell out this much, so much so that Nintendo has to put out this announcement saying like, hey, just because you pre-ordered it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be getting it on launch day. After weeks of delay, customers in the US finally got to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 on April 24th, 2025 from retailers like Walmart, Target, and GameStop. The $500 console quickly sold out almost everywhere, but Nintendo's pre-order lottery isn't sending out invites until May 8th, over 2 weeks later. In an update on April 24th, the Japanese game company revealed that due to high demand, some users may have to wait until after the June 5th release date to buy their Switch 2. Those who manage to get an invite before then, however, may still have to wait until after launch for their new console. Now, I come from the era when you pre-order stuff because you wanted to ensure that you actually get a copy of it. Like if the latest game is coming out, I remember doing this. I think Halo 2 was the first game that I actually did a pre-order for because this is going to be a big selling game and we didn't have online retailers. We had to actually go to brick and mortar stores in order to get physical copies of the game. And I live in a town where there's not a whole lot of places, so you wanted to make sure that you're going to be able to get access to the game upon launch, so you have to pre-order it for those purposes. Otherwise, they might run out. So to me, that made sense, but it's saying if you pre-order something, that's ensuring that you get your own version of it upon launch. For Nintendo Switch, though, you pre-order it, and that really doesn't mean anything these days, apparently. That means so many people pre-ordered it that the demand basically surpasses the current stock that they have, so they have to wait for following shipments to come into the US in order for them to actually get it. And since they're not raising the price on it, that means the tariffs aren't going to be impacting this whatsoever, or at least the company isn't just going to pass the price on to the consumer like some people were trying to say was going to happen with tariffs and stuff going. But I mean, that's a whole other issue. If you sign up to pre-order the Switch 2 straight from Nintendo, you might be waiting a while. The first round of invites is set to go out on May 8th, 2025 to those 18 years and older who have met the requirements set by the company. However, Nintendo now says that due to the overwhelming demand for the console, delivery of your Switch 2 by the June 5th release date is not guaranteed, and that your invitation email may not even arrive until after the launch. Thank you to those of you who have already registered your interest in purchasing from my Nintendo store. They said, we're thrilled by the enthusiasm for Nintendo Switch 2 due to the very high demand. We will be working diligently to fulfill orders as products become available, but delivery by June 5th is not guaranteed. Your invitation email may arrive after the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. We'll confirm your shipping date upon purchase. And this is the crazy thing about this. You see like a lot of the outlets or whatever that you can pre-order these through. I mean, it already said at the start of this article that they registered that they were sold out, which means they understand that there's a certain supply that they have available to them. And I think it's kind of funny that they're allowing more pre-orders than the actual supply that they have. I mean, I would assume, like, let's say you have, I don't know, 2 million units or something like that available to your store chain. Once you get 2 million people pre-ordering it, okay, it's sold out. You don't get like 3 million, you don't do 3 million pre-orders or whatever they're doing right there. So I'm thinking, if it's not one of those situations where they just allowed more pre-orders than they had stock available, then the issue is not necessarily with the pre-order system that they're in place, but basically just the logistics of shipping all these around. And since there's several weeks, or actually there's like a month between now and the time that they're going to be supposed to launch, if I find it strange that they're having issues like this. I mean, you would think that a company the size of Nintendo would have all this logistics stuff worked out. I mean, that's just pretty simple for a company of their size that actually produces products. But I don't know, for some reason, it's just kind of eluding them, and I don't understand why. Nintendo of America isn't the only branch of the company having demand issues either. On Wednesday, April 23rd, Japan revealed that after over 2.2 million people signed up to pre-order to the Switch 2, they will have to delay some orders to a second round of invites. So again, this isn't like a US tariff issue or anything like that, because they're having the same issue even in Japan. So it basically is just a Nintendo issue. And the thing with this, is it's not even an unusual thing when it comes to Nintendo. If you recall, the Switch, when that first came out, they had a lot of issues with producing units for that, for people who are wanting to have a Nintendo Switch. And then you jump back even further for the Nintendo Wii. I mean, I remember how bad that was trying to get a hold of a Wii. I remember there was a retail store that I would frequently go to, and every time I popped in there, no matter what I was there for, I would always have to swing by the electronics section just to see if they had a Wii available. And I was lucky, after probably like a month or two of doing that, that I saw one lone Wii on the shelf, and I snatched that up as quick as I could. It's like, I think it was even like the worst time, like it was like several days before payday, where I'm just like, I'll just like write a check and post date it, and hopefully that'll work. I can't remember what exactly I did. I remember I had to do something in order to get the money for it right there, because it was like, I need to have this and I'm not going to wait, because if I wait, it's not going to be available any longer. But so this is something that Nintendo could expect there. It usually do expect when it comes to Nintendo products. But one of the things about this, though, I'm not saying it's unique to just the Switch 2, is something that a lot of people are expecting is the scalpers out there now. Like, there's a lot of people trying to get early copies of it so they can sell it on eBay, and you see them listing right now. This one right here, though, I mean, I understand this, like $650 for it, okay, $550 for it, but $400, it doesn't make sense. Let's see. Oh, looks like this was taken down. This was taken down too. Okay, let me see, because I was looking through some of these earlier, and they were clearly fake listings. They all said read the description on it. Okay, so read the description. Pre-order screenshot only. This listing is for a printed screenshot only. No console. You will receive an image of the Switch 2. Please note, if you purchase, you are ordering a picture of the Nintendo Switch 2 shown in the listing. The listing is to combat bots and scalpers. If you are not a bot, do not purchase. No refunds. You will receive no refund. Avoid messaging me, because I'm going to tell you to read the description. Okay, I mean, I guess, yes, I'm just trying to combat bots and other things like that. It's like, yeah, but you're also making a nice chunk of change along the way here. That's some of the stuff out here, though. There's other ones, that listings. This one, I'm sure this is probably more of a genuine listing. They have pictures of it. It's not like, I mean, these are just their stock pictures. It's not like they have the console on hand. I wonder if there's anyone who's going to buy this thinking that's the case. Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World Bundle confirmed pre-order. So yeah, scalper right here. And this is also one of the reasons why this is happening. So, okay, these read description ones, that they're the ones that are saying to try to combat scalpers, or they're basically fake listings. But these other ones, 740, 525. Okay, they're not being so greedy with it. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna look for a small pay boost on it, not like a whole bunch. Okay, so these ones that are pretty much at retail price or below are just like the fake ones, and they all say read a description in it. But you can see the ones that are genuine listings for people who pre-ordered it and are trying to basically just flip it in order to make a quick buck on it. And this is obviously driving up the value or the price of them. Or I'm not saying it's a contributing factor towards why there's Switch 2 shortages or anything like that, because this is obviously going to play an issue here. But a lot of the problems, like I said, with Nintendo allowing pre-orders for units that they don't have, just goes to show that there is an issue on their end with managing their supply. This isn't a new thing for them, but it's something that I think Nintendo should have resolved by now. But let me know what you think about this. Are you one of the people who are trying to get an early or trying to get the Switch 2, or are you just passing it up entirely? And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share this video out there because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.